again. This time, this is just a short trip, 4 days. Heading for the Florida Keys. This is more like a little shakedown. I swapped out some gear when I got back from Wyoming, and I'm going to try that out and just relax down here. I ended up I've been trying to get into the state park called Baja Hyundai State Park in the Keys. It's about 3/4 of the way down towards Key West. Being a citizen of Florida, being a senior in Florida, they give us some real nice discounts. So for me to stay at this state campground that has power, water, showers, it has everything, and I'm right on the water, $95 for 4 days. That includes taxes and everything. That was my bill, $95. So that's like $20 a day. I mean, how can you go wrong? Yeah. I mean, I could have saved $95 if I stealth camp, but then, you know, you got, the Keys are really, really hard. They really clamp down on it. They don't want people just, you know, sleeping in their cars and that kind of stuff down here. They're pretty strict. You can get away with it, but you really got to be good, and I didn't want to deal with it. So, and I've been trying to get into this park for a while. It's almost impossible during the summer. During the winter when the northerners come down here. But usually I try to get out of Florida anyway. It's just too crowded, and that's when I like to head west. So we're going to do this for 4 days, and then next week, if I have no issues here, I'm going to head back out west again for a month. Finish where I left off, and go from there. So while I was back home, I scheduled a service A, which is basically an oil change. And I shopped around. I mean, it's really hard to get a dealer to work on your vehicle, especially the Revels. Everybody's booked a month or so out. Well, I just happened to try Tampa, Mercedes-Benz. And they had me in 3 days. So I just got back yesterday from there. They did a service. It was $199 for the oil filter. I don't know, they check the fluids. They really don't do much on the A. And I priced it out myself. It would have cost me $1.25 to buy the special oil, the filters. So for what, $75? I had them do it, and I didn't have to deal with the used oil and all that. So it worked out pretty well. Oh, while I was there, I said, what's the story with the recall on the Mercedes radio? And they go, oh, it's not a recall, it's just a service bulletin. He goes, we can fix that for you in a few minutes. I said, okay. So they also fixed the center speaker on the dash. Basically what it is, there's two plugs that plug into the speaker, and there are two wires on each plug. Well, evidently one wire on each plug was crossed. So they just take that wire out and swap it with the other wire, and then on each plug, and then plug the thing back in. It sounds awesome now. It sounds like a premium auto sounding system that the Mercedes, was trying to achieve. It really, really sounds awesome now. I was well worth it. So you can either do it yourself, or next time you buy a Mercedes. It took them 30 minutes to do this. So next time you buy a Mercedes, you can pop in. Maybe they'll just squeeze you in for 30 minutes and swap it out for you. They get paid to do it. But definitely the way to go. That'll save me, $4,000 from having to put in a whole new sound system. So I'm happy with the way it sounds now. Yeah, it's really, really good. So here's a little tip for you. All right. Let me. Yeah, so we're coming up. Like I said, right up here on Fort Myers. We're gonna get off 75 here in Naples and take 41. More of a scenic route. I'm in no big rush again, like I indicated earlier. All right, we will catch you later. Anything interesting happens, I'll come up and yeah, I'll give you a review of the state park. And if you're a resident of Florida, and if you're retired or if you're over 65, I think it is, you get some real nice discounts. Oh, and another thing too, there's fishing there. If you're over 65, I believe, again, you don't need a fishing license in Florida. Free fishing for seniors. I like that. You got to follow the rules and everything, but you know, as far as catch limits and species and size, but you don't have to go. But you do have to carry your ID with you to prove that you know you meet the age requirement. But yeah, I like that. I just found that out. I've been living here for I don't know how many years, and I just figured that out the other day. So I brought my little rod with me. I see whatever I can get. All right, we will talk to you later. All right, here I am. Big cypress here. I stopped at the visitor center, and they have this here boardwalk. They said there were some manatees out here yesterday. I don't see anything now. I just took some pictures of some fish, that just a school of fish. There's some fish down here. I don't know. I can't tell what they are. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in a little more. Ooh, there's a big one right there. He's just swimming right along. There's a little school, about 6 of them. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool. Nobody here, really. This one family just pulled up with 2 kids. That was it. But not bad. It's about 88 degrees. Humidity's manageable. See, that would be a spot over there for a gator right there, but there's nothing. Yeah. Yeah, it's the time to visit these parks. Is off season. And in the middle of the week. Alright. Oh, so my next stop, I guess there's 3 boardwalks I can do along here, along this 41 heading down towards Miami. Alright. Where did you find that?
It's just right here.
Look at this thing.
We've seen a lot of
It
them.
didn't bite you?
No.
Oh. Okay, I'm at another visitor center further down, but look at these fish in here. Another one over here. I don't know what they are. They kind of just lay in there. Every once in a while they'll move a little bit. Oh, there's another one right over here. A couple of them. We have something splashing over here. In the when the weather's cooler, I think this area is loaded with gators. I don't know what's jumping over here. Oh, what's that? Oh, a little turtle. I don't know if you can see that. Right about here. Just dove down. He's right on the edge of the rocks here. Right here. Pretty cool. Let's see what else we have over here. Here they are. Ooh. Oh, look at the size of these fish. Right here. See them? Look at the size of that one. That's a huge one right there. It's got to be 1.5 feet. Huh. They must feed these fish. They're fat. Oh, look at them all in here. Evidently, these are not good eating because there's an awful lot of them. I don't think the gators like them. Yeah. No gators out here today. Too hot for them. They're at the bottom cooling off, I guess. Alright. Well, look at this. These two vehicles probably cost about the same. I'll take the one on the left. Alright, here we are. I made it to the park. And this is, everybody's over there waiting for sunset. I'll go over there in a minute. I don't want to record in front of people. But yeah, it's an old park though. It's small. All the sites are small. Good for vans, truck campers. No tag-alongs more than maybe 24 feet, I don't think. Really tight. It's an old park, so you wouldn't be able to maneuver a trailer in here that well. Roads are really narrow. But yeah, for me it worked out good. Alright, let's go over here. Somebody's got a horn going for sunset. Good timing though. Look at that. We're walking under Route 1 right now, over to this point, I guess. This is going to be a pain. They're blowing their conchs. What a beautiful evening here in the Keys. There it is, getting ready to go down. Here's the bathhouse. Not too bad. And then you got dumpsters right here, dump station right here. But I'll show you some of these sites. They're pretty small. There looked to be a 30-footer that came through here this morning. But, see, here are the sites. There I am, right over there. They're pretty small. Well, anyway, nice spot. They have rentals for kayaks, stand-up paddle boards. They have a marina here, so if you have a boat, you can leave your boat here. I've been thinking about getting a inflatable paddle board / floatable kayak, I guess. Put it up on the roof, store it up there underneath the solar panels. They got plenty of storage up there. I could put one up there, but we'll see. Looking around. I've been looking for a while, but I didn't have any place to store it. But now that I reorganized my storage, I have room. See, there's another unit right there. Some of them are double wide, so you have room to park your tow vehicle. And then the camping section is closed off to the day use people that come in here. So you gotta have a code to get back and forth, which is good security. Alright, let me show you. They have a couple of beaches here, swimming beaches, and they look really nice once you get out about 10 feet, because the shoreline's pretty loaded with seaweed. But once you get out, like I said, 10-15 feet, it's sandy bottom. It looks nice. So can't have any dogs out there though. I guess it's the middle of turtle nesting, so they don't want any dogs out there, which is understandable. All right, there's a sign right there. Marina, cabins, and campsites. All right, right over this little hill right here is the Atlantic. Pretty flat this morning. We got a sailboat out there, way out. Couple of boats, a couple of kayakers. Got a guy fly fishing on a flat bottom boat. Very nice. Where are they? Right about here we got a couple of people snorkeling. You can rent snorkel gear here. Yeah, pretty nice. I mean, the campground, like I said yesterday, is pretty old and outdated, but it works. I don't think anything that I passed a lot of other campgrounds, and they all look beat up. I think it's just the weather down here. They get so many storms, can't really have anything nice, especially with landscaping. It just gets all beat up. But it's if you like the water, especially this time of year, it's going to be 95 today. It was 95 yesterday. But you get accustomed to it, you know. Yeah. There are the snorkelers. Here's a good example of the seaweed. and then you got all the nice sand. See the sand going out? We got a guy right over here getting ready to do, I don't know what he's doing. Oh, snorkeling. Yeah, I might go in for a swim a little later. I think I'm going to Key West this evening. I'm not going to go in there today. It's just too hot. So I'll go in there this evening. Well, good morning, guys. On our way down to the buoy. I'm going to try to get a photo of the Revel here in front of the southern buoy on Key West. I don't know if this is going to be possible. We'll be able to do a drive-by at least. That's the minimum. But I don't know if I can hold up traffic to take a photo. We'll see. Oops. And then I'm going to head back north. It is hot down here. Normally it's not this bad, but we're going through a heat wave. It's like in the sun it's like 105 degrees. It's freaking ridiculous down here. Dead calm. The water's like a mirror. Even during the day, there's no breeze. Luckily, there's no bugs, no mosquitoes, no gnats, no bugs. I kept hearing these horror stories about the Keys, the bugs and the gnats will carry you away. Well, right, maybe it's too hot for them. They're all frying. I don't know. But so anyway, that's the plan right now. We're only about 45 minutes from Key West here now, so we'll catch back up with you when we get there. Let me see what cut we're going through now. This is called the Key Deer. We're approaching Key Deer. Yeah, I was here yesterday. Went to a little strip mall down here, and people are feeding the deer are walking up to the cars, and the people are feeding the deer through the window of the cars. I don't think that's a good idea, but anyway, that's what they were doing in the middle of the afternoon. The deer and chickens are all over this key right here. It's pretty funny, yeah. All right, later. All right. So we made it to the buoy. Yeah, pretty cool. So I got myself a challenge. We're going to hit all four corners of the country. This is the most southeast corner. Now we either got to go to the southwest or northeast. That's going to be my next challenge, my next trip. So let's see if I can get this done. It'll be an interesting trip. Alright, still trying to maneuver my way around the key here. It's really, really tight. The van's working out okay. I might find, if I can find a spot to park, like this here would have worked out if that Vespa wasn't there. I could have pulled it in. Now you can't park there, I guess. I don't know. Oh, residents only. Yeah, parking is really bad down here. It's going to be a challenge. Oh, they got the road blocked off up here for something. I don't know what. I'm probably not going to get out and walk around. This isn't my kind of thing here. It's really packed. Coming up on something's going on up here. I don't know, maybe construction. Seems to be a lot of that going on down here. Alright, get back to you later. Alright, about it. I was not impressed with KeyWest. It's just a zoo, loaded with little money-grabbing shops everywhere. Yeah, nothing I need in there. Rode around for a while here. I mean, the van, I had no problems maneuvering, but no place to park. So, yeah, we're heading out of here. A few places I found that you could boondock. A few places down here. You got to ride around, but there are spots. And I did see some vans. You could tell that some, you know, they were there for a day or two, a couple of days. They had the reflectix up in the window, and they were kind of tucked away on a back road or a little corner here and there where there was a vacant lot. So it is doable. So anyway, I'm going to close this out. Hopefully you got something out of this. Some of the little mods that I showed you here that I've done. And we're going to go back for a few days to the homestead. And I think we're going to... there's a van rendezvous I think I might join this coming weekend. It's in the mountains of South Carolina. I'm thinking about hitting that, and then from there heading due west. If I do, it'll be on the next video. So, all right, guys, be safe, be free, live van overland. Okay, out. Hey, I'm here to show you a couple of mods that I've done. Real simple. One of them is the squeaking of this my slider right here. It's been getting really bad. I tried everything. I finally figured it out that it was the rubber. It's this rubber seal right here on the door. And what's happening is over time, if you can see it, it just rubs on the door. When the door comes into here, there's like an indent on the edge of the door. See it right here? Right there? And that's where that sits, right up against this stripping. So these vans, they do twist and turn a little bit. And what was happening, I was getting a lot of squeaking here, really bad. I've tried all kinds of, not oily, but dry lubes. I tried a silicone dry lube. It only took out maybe 20% of it, but I tried this other one. I had a fifth wheeler way back, and I used this spray on the rubber slides, because when my slides would go out, it would do the same thing. It would make a racket, squeak. It's like rubber rubbing together. It would just make a mess, noise-wise. So I thought I'd try this on this rubber seal. So that's what I did. I sprayed this on. It's a dry lube, but it's made for the rubber seals on slides. So I figured, well, I'll try it here. So I did. I sprayed it. I sprayed all along, with the door open, and it worked. It took out 95% of the noise from this door. So I got it on Amazon. I don't have a link for it, but you can look it up. Get the slide. They make like 3 different lubes. This is the one that seems to be working. It's a slide out silicone lube. It dries. You know, it doesn't stay. It doesn't stay wet. It's a dry lube. So try this. And then another area that I was getting a lot of noise is this here cabinet in the Revel. It's only secured up against this here frame. It's screwed into this here cabinet, pantry cabinet. It's not screwed into the top. It's not screwed in the back. That's it. So this thing, over time, which didn't take long, a couple of months, started squeaking. And it was squeaking back here where it sits up against this here plastic, because this has got to be free, because this is where your sliding door goes back and forth. So there's no way, and they didn't secure it on the back wall up top. They didn't secure it there on the inside. So I sat here one day and I was just up and down putting pressure on this, and it was squeaking big time. Now I suppose, which I didn't do it, but you could probably use that lube and squirt that in here. That might help a little bit. But I was more concerned about this thing constantly moving. I mean, it's not as drastic as what I'm showing with my hand, but it was enough to where it was making a heck of a racket back here, squeaking. So what I found is, I emptied this whole cabinet and I took out this liner. It's 5 screws, and this liner comes right off. And then I found there's a structural piece of metal that comes across the ceiling. It comes right across the ceiling here. And this here ceiling is mounted to it. This strapping that they have up here that's mounted to it. Well, anyway, you'll find this in the back. And then when you take this off, there'll be an L bracket that's part of this cabinet. And it comes over just about an inch. It's like an inch by an inch. Well, I found where it crossed this I-beam. It came across here, not an I-beam, but it's a structural tube. And I had some 3/4 inch self-tapping stainless screws. And what I did is I just put 2 screws in that aluminum that's attached to this cabinet, and I screwed right into the roof framing. And that eliminated this problem. So now this cabinet does not move at all. It's solid at this end because it's mounted to the ceiling here. So at least this end of this whole cabinet has some sort of support. And that seemed to work. So I've eliminated like 98% of the noise coming from this here back corner here from the passenger seat. And if you listen to my last video that I did, you heard the noise in the background. It was overpowering almost. It was pretty bad. So that's the hack that I found. And I am getting a little bit of rattle in the door itself here. In the door itself from the cables down here. But I took that panel off and I insulated this whole door. There's just a bunch of cables in there, and somewhere along the line where they run down, it's minor. I can live with it. It's very, very minor, but I do hear it if I'm on a washboard road. And that's the least of my worries is that, because everything else in here is rattling when I'm on a washboard road. But I eliminated like 98% of the noise coming from that corner of the van. So if you have issues, those are the first 2 places I would look, is the weather rubbing door sealer. Lubricate that really good. I did it like 2 or 3 times. I really soaked it good. And then take care of this cabinet right over here. And that will take care of the cabinet squeaking. All right, number 2 is when I get to a stealth site, I'm always trying to figure out, all right, I got to get fairly level, and then I have this app that I used to use, but then I'd have to get out of my seat, come over here in the back, lay the phone on this table to use this app that has a bubble on it, and it shows you, you know, which way I have to jack, which tire I have to put blocks or whatever underneath to raise it. Well, it's a pain in the neck. So what I came up with is, and when I go into a camp, when I'm approaching a stealth site, visually I can see if there's a slope in a certain direction, and I can kind of visually get it really close. I can get this van really, really close to being somewhat level. So to help me with that, what I've done is I added a couple of levels in here. This one I got, actually they come in a pair. I added this one right underneath my radio. First of all, I leveled the van off. I got it at a campsite and I leveled it, so it was perfectly level. Then I attached these here levels. It's double-sided tape, and you just. Oh, I gotta shut this thing off. This thing drives me crazy. It talks to me all the time. I like it. It does a nice job, but so just unplug it. Yeah. Oh, there's Jack. There's Jill. I'm keeping my mascots from our Wyoming trip. Actually, Jack is a coin bank. I keep all my quarters in there for laundry and showers and stuff like that, so that's working out really good. And then I just like Jill over there. I think it looks awesome with her crawling out of the cup holder up there. But anyway, I'm getting off track here. So this is what I have for side to side. And then my other one for front to back, I mounted right over my door, right over my cup holder right there. And that worked out good. Again, I installed these after I leveled the van off to the way I wanted it when I get to a stealth site. Then I added these 2 levels. These levels are not in my way at all. They're just there. And now when I pull up to a site, I can use these 2 levels. This one, I can use this one here, and I can use that one here to really fine tune my leveling. I can back up a little bit, you know, turn a little bit that way, and you know, it just helped me, and it did work. The last 2 stealth sites, they worked out really, really well. So there's a mod there that I did, and I got these, I don't know where I got these, Walmart, I think. They were really inexpensive. They have a little camping section, and you can get these little levels here that you can mount. Okay. Now another mod that I really like. I've been looking at this for a while. I finally broke down and did it. I got a 12-volt freezer. It's a Berger RV. They're on Walmart again. I don't know if I can move that. Can't. But yeah, it's right now. I got it set for 2 degrees. It goes down to -4, and basically this is my freezer. I have 4 ice trays in there, and they freeze within 3 hours. I have ice cubes. I got my ice cream, burgers, and some bag of chicken. Now there's a little compartment back here, and that's a chilling department. This is where I keep my wine. It will not freeze up there. Your freezing compartment is right here. All right, this is the 35. They make a 35. They make, I think, a 43, and then they make a 55. Same footprint, except where they add the volume is in the height. So the 43 liter or 45 liter, I forgot exactly. Again, you can look at them on Amazon. They added like a 3-inch spacer to raise the top up. And then the 55, It's like a 6-inch, comes way up to here. Same size footprint, except it comes way up to here. I wanted room to open this door to get stuff out of there. I could probably have gotten away with the 45. That would have just raised it up 3 inches. So if I raise that up, that's about as high as I could go if I went with the 45. And that's enough room to grab something and pull it out, but I didn't need that larger because I have a little bit of freezer and this here refrigerator over here. I just needed a little something more. I got tired of the ice. The ice chest kind of worked. I had it down here. In the floor. It just took up a lot of room in the back, and I like to hang out back there, relax, and it just was. And then the ice, every 4 days I had to buy 3 bags of ice, and then the only thing I could really put in there was water and juice and my milk, you know, cream, bottle of cream for coffee in the morning. And that was it. I originally started off with food in there, like meat and veggies and stuff, but then eventually when the ice melts, all that stuff is floating in the water, and I didn't want to use that ice, especially if I had meat packages in the chicken or a steak, and that was now submerged in that ice water. I did not want to use that ice in my drink. So I didn't get rid of it. I'm going to probably sell it on eBay or I don't know, Facebook Marketplace. I'll sell these ice chests. I have a 55, and then I had a 35, I think it was. And again, they're good sized coolers, except you have to put half to 3/4 of that space. You got to fill it with ice in order to keep the 25% or 1/3 of your area available for whatever you're carrying, the food. So I eliminated that. This was on sale a couple of weeks ago. It was like $100 and something off. Really good deal. I don't know why they just had a big sale on that brand. So I grabbed it. So it ended up costing me like $2 1/4 or something like that. Through me Amazon free shipping, and so that was a pretty good deal. I mean, I've spent last winter when I went out to Arizona and Southern Cal, I think I spent like $40 on ice. So this will pay for itself, and it comes with 2 chargers. It comes with a 110, which I used when I went to the Keys. I was at a state campground that had power, so I just plugged in. But I used the ice chest here, freezer. I used 110, so I used the outlet in the van. I just plugged it into that. Coming home though, I have I'm going to show you that too, the mod for that, for the AC. Oh, there it is, for the AC, how I utilize that when I'm on the road. I have to turn the inverter on back here. Where's the button? The button is right there. So I turn that on, and that automatically keeps the AC back there running. But I didn't want to have the refrigerator pulling juice from the inverter also, so then I just plug it into the 12 volt, which I run the cable, plugs in the back here. I run it up the back side of this pedestal. It comes up, and then it just goes into a cigarette lighter that's up here underneath this here cabinet that I have. There's a cigarette lighter there. Then I have 2 USB outlets here for my phone, or yeah, that's what I have right here. So I have a desktop phone for my wireless charging, so I keep that right there for my phone. So that's what I'm running off of now, is the house 12 volt system, and so far it's been working out pretty good. It doesn't come on that often. I'm home now at my home base, and I left a lot of food in here because I'm leaving again next week. I don't know where I'm going yet. I'm going somewhere. I'm getting out of Florida. It's too damn hot here. So, which is okay till noontime, but after noontime you got to go inside. It's just, the humidity is just too much. I can't work on my ranch here. It's just too much for me. If I was younger, maybe I could get away with it, but So I'm going to head up into the mountains. I'm debating my next. I might go to Maine to snag my other corner of the country, the lower 48. I'm doing all 4 corners. I just did KeyWest. Now I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do Maine, possibly, which is way up there. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Actually, when I go up, when I get through Boston. I'm going to take Route 1, take Route 1 all the way towards Nova Scotia, stay in the U.S. I'm not going to go into Canada. And then and Route 1 goes right up on the U.S. side of the border, goes all the way up, and then it hits the northern top corner of Maine. And then I can take Route 11 back down through the center of Maine, all the way back down to Portsmouth, or Portland, Maine, or I can take 202, come across, and that will come down a little bit, and it will go into about midway of New Hampshire. 202, that's a beautiful road too. But so I'm going to do a loop of Maine anyway, and I'm going to snag that corner, so I'll have 2 corners of the country checked off. And then next winter I'll do the Southwest, and maybe next year I'll go up and do the Northwest. We'll see. But anyway, that's my plan. So it's either Maine, or I'm going back to Wyoming to finish Wyoming. I have just the southern part to do, and then or Colorado. I want to do the Moab. I want to do that whole Colorado thing. That's going to take a while. It'll probably be 2 seasons before I get to go do everything there. But it's in the mountains. It'll be cooler. Maine will definitely be cooler. So stay tuned. That's coming up here pretty soon. Next week or 2, I'll be doing that. But I wanted to show you these mods, part of this video here, the KeyWest video. This will be inserted in there. And I don't think there's any. Oh, let me show you what I did with the AC unit, how I do this. So when I'm on the road, because I have my Chocolate Lab Henna, she travels with me, and I stop a lot on the road to get gas, to sightsee, do a little hike or whatever, and a lot of times she's not allowed on the trails. So I finally figured out how to set this. So now I got it Fahrenheit. It was set on Celsius, and I couldn't figure out that. I had to keep going to this conversion table. But I got it set now. The display is showing in Fahrenheit. And I finally set this to 68 degrees, and I have it on cool auto. At 68, and what I do is I don't shut that off. I leave that. I leave that setting alone. I shut the AC on and off by hitting the inverter button right here. This is in the Revel. This is our setup in the Revel. All right, this is your inverter. Turn your inverter on and off. So while I'm traveling on the highway, all the AC from here comes back, and Henna usually sleeps like right over here while I'm traveling, so she's comfortable. When I stop, I can either shut these to seal off back here, which I don't do too often. I've done it a few times, especially if I'm in a truck stop or rest area where I'm facing the sun. I'll eliminate the heat coming from the windshield, and I'll seal the cab off from the back, and then the AC just comes on automatically. It doesn't keep it. See, right now it's 75 in here, but I have that set at 68. I haven't been able to figure out where the thermostat, where they put it in here. Somebody said it was here, but I don't think that's what it is. But anyway, so there is a discrepancy between what you set your AC at and what you're actually getting up front here. Is that inside? Or yeah, that's in. Where is it? Yeah, see, that's inside. It's set at 75. Outside is 89 right now. The outside, Is that outside or inside? Oh no, that's the high. The last 24 hours is 89, and the low last night was 71. That's right, high and low. So when I get back in the vehicle and I'm ready to take off, I just come over here. I hit that button, the inverter button. That shuts the inverter off, which in turn shuts the AC off. I don't have to go back up there and hit the menu to find off. I just leave it alone, and then I take off down the road. The motor charges the batteries again, and when I get to my next stop, the first thing I do is I hit my inverter, and then about 1 minute later, the AC kicks on, and I go do whatever I got to do in my errand. So that's how I do the AC when I'm remote. Even if I'm in a back country and I'm remote, that's how I do it. I set that at 68. Sometimes I'll go up to 70 because it is a little cool in here right now. 75. I don't even have it that cool in my house. I usually have my house at 78. And you know, when you're coming from 90 and like 78% humidity, and you go into a house that's like 78 with 50% humidity, you feel it's chilly. You feel it. It works. So that's how I kind of do the van too. I'll have that. I may bump that up to like 70 or 72, which in turn will bring this up to like 78, which is comfortable. Again, it depends on the outside temperature, and this has been working. At night, I definitely turn the inverter on at night, and I set it at 78. And what's nice about this here automatic is when it reaches its temperature, it shuts off. The whole AC shuts right off. The fan doesn't keep running. I mean, it shuts off completely, and then maybe 20 minutes later, it comes on again for 5 or 10 minutes, and until the cab in here reaches its or comes down to its shut off temperature that I have set. It will go off, and it will recycle at night until the temperature outside is cool enough where it's not heating up the inside here, and then that just stays off until morning, until the sun comes up again. So theoretically, I've been 3 days, 2 nights in a day with the 12 volt AC in that system. And I have not had to start the van here to charge the battery. So I've gone through 2 nights in a day with these settings, and it's worked out really well. And I think I could probably get 3 nights, maybe even 4 nights, because I just don't use any power. It's not like it runs 24/7. It only runs till it reaches, cools it down to that temperature that whatever I have set, and then it shuts right off. Meanwhile, the solar panel, if it's daytime, the solar panels are pumping in juice back into my battery bank, and nothing's being used except my refrigerator here, and now my 12 volt freezer here, which take up very, very little. So I mean, this is what I do, and it's really working out good for me. And again, I double my battery bank, so I have 2 lithium 320 amp batteries. So I have 640 amps of power, and that's allowing me to get my extended stays and drawing, especially with the inverter and the AC. It's allowing me to use that for a couple of days, a couple of nights, and then usually I'm not at a spot more than a couple of days anyway. Then I get antsy and I gotta move, even if it's just 20 miles somewhere. You know, an hour of riding will charge my whole system right up, especially with the alternator that they have in here that's dedicated just to your cabin, not your cabin, yeah, your RV side of your power supply. All right, okay, I'm going to let you go, and see you guys on the next installment here. All right. Bye.